The manufacturer made the fourth-generation Mitsubishi Pajero even better, eliminated the childhood illnesses of its predecessor, but the buyers did not seem to notice this. Why did the fourth-generation Mitsubishi Pajero never become a bestseller? It seems that everything is with him, both a modern design and off-road abilities, and a decent origin. But, apparently, his more affordable brothers, Outlander and Pajero Sport, took over the buying blanket. Nevertheless, the fourth has been honestly ironing domestic open spaces since 2006, and the piggy bank of experience in terms of its operational and other features is far from empty. Were there any terrors of our town, in the sense, something that can scare a potential buyer of a used Pajero? Having shoveled a bunch of information, I managed to find this. On a small batch of copies of the first years of production in a V6 3.8-liter gasoline engine, there was some kind of factory marriage. He was treated only by replacing the cylinder block, short block, assembly, and was initially diagnosed by a slight knock. However, this knock progressed for quite a long time, and most likely these cases with engines were the problem of the first owner. All other statistically significant troubles, of course, deserve attention, but those that end in a tow truck call are not among them. In our secondary market, Pajero is presented with two gasoline engines, 3.8L, 250 horsepower, and 3.0L, 181 horsepower, since 2010, 178. But more than half of the copies are equipped with a 3.2-liter turbo diesel, 165 horsepower, albeit not powerful, but very high torque. Since 2009, his herd has grown and in numerical terms amounted to 190 liters. The diesel is combined with both an adaptive 5-speed automatic InVex2 sports mode and a manual gearbox. But it is difficult to find gasoline engines paired with a manual gearbox. Subject to the regulatory conditions of operation and maintenance, motors and gearboxes are just examples of reliability. If you try to look for fleas, then you can note the alternator drive belt, which is not the largest resource. Its maximum service life is 60 to 80,000 kilometers. Of course, a penny detail, but Japanese competitors live longer. Mitsubishi fans have long appreciated the Super Select multi-mode transmission, although their disputes with the owners of brands equipped with permanent all-wheel drive, not electronic, but real, are reminiscent of the battles of Swift's pointed and blunt ends. The insides of the transfer case are as hardy as the heart of a trained athlete. Damage to the electrical wiring suitable for the Razdatka is entirely on the conscience of the owner, because, even wading through the bushes, it is not so easy to tear it off. Although something negative was found, RK seals should be regularly inspected for leaks. True, this phenomenon is not universal, but nevertheless known. Of course, we all remember that Pajero lost its frame a long time ago. However, this does not prevent him from feeling good in non-extreme off-road conditions. Help outside the asphalt, of course, are good geometric cross-country ability and rigid rear differential lock. The fully independent suspensions of this generation do not visually differ from their predecessors, although many details have been upgraded. The undercarriage is hardy, and only the front stabilizer bushings with a service life of 30 to 50,000 kilometers spoil the picture. In instances with a mileage exceeding 100,000 kilometers, wheel bearings may require replacement. Alas, they are supplied to original spare parts only assembled with the hub. Of course, shock absorbers have something to do on broken and dirty roads, which does not prolong their life. However, they are not among the commonly purchased parts. The rest of the suspension elements, with the exception of ball bearings, serve indefinitely. For example, specimens with a mileage of about 200,000 kilometers are known, in which, despite domestic operation, all levers and traction are still factory. As you were, so you remain. These words fully fit the description of the brake system. Like the third generation, this node requires regular investment. The discs, even with a slight wear and thickness, often lead, which leads to an unpleasant beating when braking. Turning discs does not radically solve the problem. In addition, the service life of the brake pads somehow does not inspire respect. The windshield can also be attributed to consumables. Probably, the matter is in the supplier, since non-original glasses turn out to be more long-lasting than branded ones. There is not much to say about the electrical part, but if you dig, you can find cases of failure of multimedia centers and the xenon headlight ignition unit. A nice bonus for the 5-door versions are 2 additional seats in the trunk. 7 places is what you need for family use. A lot of complaints are caused by the creak of interior parts, and the seats make sounds, and the front panel. But, in the end, you should not demand perfect silence from a car, albeit not cheap, but not aspiring to high society. But the buttons for turning on the fog lights and locking the differential that fall inside the panels are no longer nitpicking. This actually happened more than once. It seems that the reason is their unfortunate location. After all, tall drivers constantly touch the same fog button when landing with their left knee. In general, we came across such an uninteresting car for research this time. Maybe it is still too young to break down, and too expensive for its owners to save on matches.